Hey everyone, this week's podcast is brought to you by Pro Gamers 101 and the GageFighters channel. Stay tuned for Minecraft Mania events coming at the end of this month, with our main event being GageFighters taking on Insanity XL in a quick build challenge for the Pro Gamers Championship. Stay tuned for that, because it's coming at the end of this month. Anyways guys, let's get into this week's topics. This is Wrestlemania. Wrestle-freaking-mania topic. And of course, being the Wrestling Brothers, I am joined by the other half of the Wrestling Brothers. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jordan.
Well, thank you for having me on here, and I really appreciate it, guys. And we're going to talk about some good stuff coming up here soon in WWE.
Indeed, we got Wrestlemania. You know, normally some people are probably going to be like, why aren't we talking about Fastlane? But who cares about Fastlane? We got Wrestlemania.
Absolutely.
So pretty much the way this is going to work is I'm going to mention a bunch of different matches. Some confirmed, some unconfirmed, some rumored, some dream matches. I'm sure you all know what I'm talking about when it comes to dream matches. Cena! But yeah. Anyways, let's get right into this. I kind of want to start off with a match that we know is going to happen, and this is the most controversial match of all time. Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship in the main event of WrestleMania.
You know, Roman Reigns, he's had so many opportunities, and it's almost like John Cena versus The Rock. John Cena faced The Rock at WrestleMania 28, and then at 29 it was the same thing. So the same thing is going to happen again here this year between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. First time it was ruined by Seth Rollins when he cashed in Money in the Bank, and hopefully this year we'll have a straight up fight between the two, and no interference.
And that is what they're going for, saying that, you know, this is going to be the official closure to their rivalry back from WrestleMania 31. But what doesn't make sense is, we've seen it. And to be honest, how many people honestly want to see Brock Lesnar in the main event of WrestleMania? What has he done to earn that other than show up 4 times throughout the past year? And of course, that is exaggerated. He might have shown up 1 or 2 times more than that. Because I know he showed up at Great Balls of Fire, and then he showed up at SummerSlam. Yeah, I think maybe 4 or 5 times he showed up in the past year. After beating Goldberg, he didn't really defend that title too often. It's a damn shame.
You know, I was going to say, Brock Lesnar has so many things that he's done in his career, but the last thing he needs to do is face Roman Reigns again. I mean, Lesnar is not a full-time champion. Lesnar's not a full-time superstar. He's off doing other things. So they need to back him away from the main event of WrestleMania, because those two, honestly, if it was Brock Lesnar as the Universal Champion, which it is, he should be facing someone else. Like, you know, anybody else besides Roman Reigns. There's no need to see this match again.
I totally agree with that, because, you know, we saw WrestleMania 31. It was an okay match, but it wasn't the best match of the night. I could say that probably the best match of WrestleMania 31. Oh my gosh, there were so many. I think Seth and Randy Orton had a really good match. It's either that one or what other match? Triple H and Sting was a pretty damn good match. I'll give that. I think they should have had the main event, to be honest with you. Although that does lead me into our next story, Jordan, that I do want to cover. Should part-timers main event WrestleMania?
I don't think so, because they're not worthy of the main event. They're worthy of WrestleMania, but they're not worthy of the main event.
I mean, you do get these big names. I mean, quite arguably, Brock Lesnar is an impressive athlete, and he is one of the biggest draws in WWE currently, because let's be honest, their storytelling has really went downhill as of late. You know, they can't tell stories. You can arguably tell that the John Laurinaitis and John Cena storyline is much better than any storyline going on today. Why? Because they just can't build stories like they used to. But you look at Brock Lesnar and you look at him as an incredible draw. But, you know, the dude's there 4 or 5 times a year. So why are you giving him the most prestigious spot over a guy, or should I say over guys like Shinsuke Nakamura, AJ Styles, freaking Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, Braun Strowman, you know, all these different guys. You know, it really makes you wonder, should the main event of WrestleMania, in your opinion, would it be better and more fair if it was Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns?
I would say so. Braun Strowman can put on a better show. You know, I would even love to see Roman Reigns, or excuse me, I'd love to rather see Braun Strowman versus Brock Lesnar.
But not in the main event. Right?
But,
like not in the
main
main
event.
That
won't happen.
Oh, yeah, Braun Strowman would crush Brock Lesnar. But I mean, still, like you were saying, not in the main event because Lesnar's not there all the time.
Right.
The main event belongs to 2 full-timers. Like I said, and don't get me wrong, I have no problem with a full-timer being in the main event. It's just the fact that Roman, and some people are always like, oh, why are you bashing Roman Reigns? He's a full-timer. Roman Reigns has been here before. And, you know, it seems a little bit weird to me to put the same guy in the main event 4 years in a row in similar positions that you put John Cena in. You know what I mean? Like, they're trying to build Roman as a character that is his own. You know, he's not a John Cena carbon copy. He's not the next Rock. He's not a Hulk Hogan, which for some reason that name is like a bad word in WWE now. I mean, that's I don't know. You know, Hulk Hogan. Not saying what he did wasn't wrong, but you know, to shame him from WWE history, it's kind of hard to do that. I think he will be back, honestly. I think he should publicly apologize to all the people that he offended, you know, in like a video, and then after that, you know, then after that, work his way back into the WWE, because he is the legend, and he does deserve, you know, to be known for his WrestleMania moments, the Slam at WrestleMania 3, you know, all that stuff. And,
he's a huge legend in WWE. There's no question about that.
And let's jump to that topic for a second. I mean, we're going to jump around a lot here in this podcast, but that's sort of what my podcasts have been known for, jumping around a lot and going back to his topic eventually in the near future. But let's talk about Hulk Hogan. Do you think, Jordan, that he deserves another chance with WWE?
I truly believe, because I don't know what all happened. I would love to see him again at WWE. He was awesome.
Hulk Hogan, I will say, he did make some pretty big mistakes. You know, he did. In case you don't know, a videotape was released of him, like, you know, using racial slurs and stuff like that. Like, you know, like, yeah, that's the best way to put it, like racial slurs, like that offend a certain race of people. I don't want to talk too much about it because I don't want to bring up bad blood, but it goes to the fact that where, like, you know, violated WWE, he made it was a big mistake. He, you know, I don't know how long it was ago that he did it. It's just, you know, a lot of people didn't like it. You know, it wasn't right, the stuff he said. But it does come down to the fact that, you know, he is WWE, and, you know, they completely shunned him. Like, there is no Hogan on the website anymore. You can't even find his name. He's not there. And to me, it's kind of strange to try to erase a legend that everyone knows was there. Like, you say WWE, the first name that pops in your head is Hulk Hogan. The Undertaker, Andre the Giant, Roddy Piper, you know, these big guys. John Cena. So, Jordan, I gotta ask you, you know, you've mentioned that you do believe that he deserves a second chance. I mentioned that I believe he deserves a second chance. Although I gotta ask you, do you think we'll ever see Hulk Hogan inside of a squared circle in WWE ever again?
I would say definitely, maybe. Never say never in WWE, right, John?
Yep, you definitely know that. Never say never in the WWE. Speaking of never say never, let's talk about the impossible match. The match on Monday Night Raw that John Cena declared impossible, but the long-rumored match by a lot of websites, including the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer, has stated that the current plan for John Cena at WrestleMania is to face The Undertaker. The match that Cena declared was impossible. So, Jordan, I gotta ask you, what side are you leaning on? Is it impossible, or is this just good storytelling on the part of Cena?
I would say it's totally worthy of it happening. I think it's great storytelling on the edge of John Cena. I don't think it's impossible at all. Never say never. And like I said, and that's what happened when Sting came to WWE. Nobody thought he was going to come to WWE, and then he came there and showed up. Nobody thought Ronda Rousey was going to come to the WWE. Well, she showed up. Nobody thinks that John Cena will face The Undertaker at WrestleMania. It could happen. I would say it's definitely going to happen.
Now actually, since we're on to the match, I guess we can talk about that. John Cena versus The Undertaker. Now, going back to our first topic, or one of the first ones we talked about, part-timers in the main event. We talk like we don't like part-timers in the main event, yet we think so heavily of the main event of WrestleMania being John Cena versus The Undertaker, arguably two part-timers at this point. But, The Undertaker, with good reason, he is getting up there in age. He can't do this no more. Like, the fact that he's even coming back for this one match is incredible. To put on a show for the fans, he does love this. No one is more dedicated to wrestling than John Cena and The Undertaker. And you'll never find someone who's more dedicated to wrestling than those two. So it really does make you think, Jordan. And I gotta ask you, I gotta ask you for an answer, and I gotta ask you to back up this answer. Do you think that the main event of WrestleMania should be Cena and Undertaker, even though they're both part-timers, and why or why not?
I think it should be the main event of WrestleMania because that's the match that everyone's waiting for. That's the match that everyone wants to see. The same thing when Rock faced Cena for the first time. Nobody wanted to see it the second time, but I want to see Cena versus Taker in the main event. It would be an awesome ending. WrestleMania, after a pay-per-view being 5 hours long, it would be awesome. People would want to see it very, very much. I want to see it. I know I want to see it, the main event, Cena and Undertaker. So let's see if they can pull it off.
And I'm with you on that one. I would definitely see him as the main event. And now, some people are going to be like, but they're two part-timers. At least with Reigns and Lesnar, you got one part-timer. True, but like I said, how many people, let's be honest, are actually looking forward to seeing Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar? Especially with the fact that WWE has made it very clear who the winner is going to be. They're flashing pictures of Brock Lesnar shaking Dana White's hand. They're leaking it all over the internet. Brock Lesnar thinking of returning to the UFC next month. It's like when his contract expires. It's like, well, that's the thing. You're leaking it all over. You're telling it, and it's like, now you know who's going to win. You know who's going to win it. You know who they want to win it. And here's the thing, too. A lot of people say, well, Cena and Undertaker are two part-timers. Roman Reigns and Lesnar, they have the main event. Lesnar's a part-timer. Here's another reason why that's wrong. We knew it was going to happen a year and a half before it even happened. I guess that maybe is exaggerating it. We'll say a year and maybe a year and a few days. I'll say that at least. So, like, a few days before WrestleMania 33, we knew the main event of 34 was going to be Lesnar Reigns. So, let me ask you this, Jordan. Is that a problem that fans can predict the main event of WrestleMania?
Yeah, because it would spoil what's going on. I predict a lot, and I'm usually right. So, when it comes to WWE, I don't want to see Roman Reigns win because I know what's going to happen, and I know Roman Reigns is going to win. This is dumb.
Yeah, I mean, it's too predictable, and that's the next thing, Jordan. Is WWE these days just too predictable? Can we predict everything they're going to do?
Yes, you can.
And here's one thing I'm going to point out. I love the thing going on with Cena right now. I love that he feels like he can't win anything and that he doesn't have a road to WrestleMania. I love that storyline. But here's my main issue with it, and I'm going to get your comment on this too in a minute. But I just feel they're delaying it too long, you know? They're wanting to push it past Fastlane. That's delaying the time. You have 6 weeks right now to WrestleMania, now 5 weeks, and you want to delay it that extra week so Cena could do a thing at Fastlane. I feel they could build a better story, Cena and The Undertaker. If they're going to do it, that they should start it now and build a 6-week storyline. And let me give you an idea. Maybe Cena goes to a cemetery and digs up a grave. And then the next week, he dusts off the casket. And then maybe, he's in a black robe and he's holding up a crucifix, and he's saying some things. And he, quote-unquote, resurrects the soul of The Undertaker for this one last match. I feel that would be a great storyline. I could get behind it. I'm not saying everyone could get behind it, but, I think that would be a cool way to do it. Instead of just saying, I want The Undertaker WrestleMania, I accept, okay, we're facing each other. So let me get your opinion on that. Do you feel like this delaying of time is harmful to the storyline of Cena and Undertaker, if that's the plan?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's if John Cena and Undertaker, if that's prolonged, we're not going to get a good lead up at all to the match.
Don't get me wrong, the match will still be amazing and phenomenal. These two guys have proven that over the years that they can hang with the best. But it is about the build too. How is WWE going to make me want to see it? I just feel like they're going off of the one thing that it is a dream match. It is an absolute dream match. We've been wanting this to happen for 5 years. WWE has stalled this match for so long, all to this point finally, and it's like Is it enough to just say it's a dream match, you guys are going to watch it anyway? Or, Jordan, do you, as a fan, need to see some sort of build to actually be entertained?
I want to be entertained before I see the match. I want to be entertained before WrestleMania. I want good promos, good storylines. That way, when match time comes around, it's going to be awesome.
John Cena and The Undertaker has been a long-rumored match for months. And, I do feel like the match will be awesome. I do hope that they have some good build to it to make me actually want to click on the WWE Network and say, I want to watch this match. Not just because it's Cena and The Undertaker, but because they made me interested. Like, I'm not going to lie. Let's talk about Raw for a second with Roman Reigns' promo. Roman Reigns showing that, hell yeah, he can do a promo, and he can do it pretty damn good. That promo right there got me really interested in that storyline. And some people say, oh, it was real. Some people say, oh, it was just a shoot to make people interested. Whatever it was, it got me interested, and that is what you have to do if you want to be the face of the WWE. And I'm not denying it. Roman Reigns is one of the most talented superstars on the roster. There's no doubt, and he should be the guy. I feel like the way they're doing it could be a little bit better, but I will say his promo on Raw really made me interested. So I guess that leads into this next question. Do you feel, Jordan, that Roman Reigns is getting better at being the face of WWE?
Yes, I do. Absolutely.
I feel maybe John Cena had maybe been giving him tips. Maybe Vince has been giving him tips. Hunter, or maybe he's just practicing. Maybe he's just getting better. All I know is he's actually making me want to see this match, but it still should not be the main event. I'm going to give you two situations, Jordan, and we're going to talk about them both, but I would like you to tell me which one you'd like to talk about first. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you two matches that I feel should main event WrestleMania. You pick one of them, and we'll start with that one, okay?
Sounds good.
Alright, so here are the two matches. The first match, the main event should be Shinsuke Nakamura versus AJ Styles for the WWE Championship. Why? Shinsuke earned the main event when he won the Royal Rumble. They had an incredible match in New Japan. And of course WWE could always top it. Why? Because they're older, they're wiser, and they could definitely hang. Both of them have shown that they have the skills, the attributes, the moves, the agility. They could hang. That is definitely a match that I feel is a number one contender for the main event. And then the other match that I'm feeling is Ronda Rousey versus Triple H. Because, it is a intergender match, But Ronda Rousey, she could knock out anybody with one kick, male or female.
Right.
So therefore, it's like, that deserves to be a main event too. But also a third one. I just thought of this one too, but I really think this would be a good contender. Charlotte versus Asuka. And here's the reason why. Asuka, once again, won the Royal Rumble. She also deserves a main event of WrestleMania. But could you imagine the history of women main eventing WrestleMania? The show of shows, the granddaddy of them all. The end of a WWE season. Now, of course, nowadays they go off seasons as years. Before they used to do it as, Raw after Mania to WrestleMania. But, I still consider it that. I consider a WWE full season the Raw after Mania to WrestleMania. So if I ever refer to a season, or the beginning of a season, or the end of a season of WWE, just know a season in my eyes is Raw after Mania all the way to WrestleMania. That is a season. That is what I will refer to seasons as. So Jordan, I gotta ask you, out of those three matches, which one should definitely be the main event of WrestleMania?
Oh my gosh.
I pitched you a lot of good options there.
Yeah. What was the one before Charlotte again?
Ronda Rousey versus Triple H.
That right there. That's a heck of a main event.
Now, we don't know whether or not Ronda Rousey is full-time or part-time. We haven't seen too much of her yet to judge that. But I would say she's probably full-time. She looks like she's showing up every week. She looks like she's building a storyline. I would say safely that at this point she is full-time, so... but definitely, let's talk about Rousey and Triple H. Now, the rumor is that they're going to do a mixed tag team match where they do The Authority versus Rousey and Kurt Angle. But let's be honest here. Take Kurt Angle and Stephanie out of the equation. Put Kurt Angle behind a desk, because that's his job now, He was an incredible fighter, and if he's going to fight anybody, it certainly should not be in a mixed tag team match, because he's better than that. And Ronda Rousey, she's one of the best damn fighters in the world, and they're saying, well, she should go up against Stephanie. Her and Stephanie have no beef. She's flung Triple H around more than Stephanie. It's like really Triple H at none of this point is ever thinking of attacking Rousey. I mean, that was the old days, and of course the PG rating, of course that sets in too, but think about it, Rousey versus Hunter, what a match that would turn out to be.
I don't think Triple H has ever faced a woman in WrestleMania.
I mean, that would be history right there. They talk about a women's evolution, and it's like that's the best way to culminate it. Put a woman against a man. Show that they're equal. Show that both of them could literally be in one of the biggest matches of WrestleMania. Rousey versus Triple H, and of course, why Ronda Rousey? She's a UFC fighter. She could definitely hold her own. One head kick and Triple H is out.
I hear you. I agree 100%.
And so she could definitely hold her ground, and then maybe that would set, maybe, no pun intended, maybe that would set a bar for future women's matches in the future. I definitely think that would be a good match, though, to see. Rousey versus Hunter. Now let me get your opinion on that, Jordan. Why do you feel that should be the main event of WrestleMania?
Because it's never been happened. There's never been a man versus a woman in the main event before.
I know, right?
Yep.
But, going back to it, you're looking at it also as, here you have the best female on the planet currently, Ronda Rousey, as they consider her, and you have Triple H, the Game, the cerebral assassin, a dude who has literally done it all. 14 WWE World Heavyweight Championships in his career. He's faced the Undertaker twice at WrestleMania. I don't know if he faced him any time before 27, 28. I don't recall him doing that, but he might have, and I'm just not thinking of it. But he's done it all. Triple H has done all he could do in his career. That's the best way I could put it. Why not have that spotlight by facing a woman at WrestleMania? You know what I mean? man versus woman main event, that would be absolutely awesome.
It'd be a great match.
Oh, hell yeah. So let's talk about... Now I'm going to jump back to Cena and The Undertaker for a couple minutes here. Now, there's been a rumor, Jordan. A rumor. Now, this has been shot down very quickly by the Wrestling Observer, as well as a couple other, wrestling websites that usually leak news. That Sports Illustrated, this is the one that reported it. They reported that The Undertaker would not be physically able to compete at WrestleMania this year, and John Cena would instead be facing Rey Mysterio. Now, let's think about that for a minute. Let's take a minute to comprehend that. The Undertaker not being physically fit, he looks perfectly fine. He is getting old, and we don't know how he's feeling on the inside. But from the looks of the way he's lifting weights, and from what we hear that he's training in the ring, it seems like he wants an in-ring return.
Absolutely, I think so. I think so too. He looked awesome at the Royal Rumble.
And also, I don't remember the name of this person. I should write these names down when I bring them to this podcast, but someone said that when they saw The Undertaker, he looked the best he ever did in 10 years, which that doesn't tell me that he's not physically fit to compete. But let's just say for a minute that is the case. But once again, before I move on, for everyone listening, don't get scared. The plan, according to Dave Meltzer, who is very reliable, he's on Twitter, Dave Meltzer with the Wrestling Observer. Go follow him. He's very, very reliable. So he says the match is still Cena versus The Undertaker. So, all I can tell you guys is just watch Raw and watch SmackDown. That's the best way you're going to know everything. Because, these people can report things, but they can change their mind last second. You'll never know until you see it. So, always watch wrestling. Whatever you see on TV, that's what is confirmed. If they say something, then it's true. Like Roman Reigns and Lesnar, they confirmed. If The Undertaker comes out and Tombstone Cena, you can probably take a guess that that's probably the match that's going to happen. But as of right now, we're leaning towards Cena and Undertaker.
Absolutely. It sounds like it's been... We've had such a great podcast thus far. And I will say this right now. All you fans out there, the WWE Network, if you haven't subscribed, go to WWENetwork.com for your free 30-day trial. And again, Fastlane, coming up at the six-pack challenge, the likes of John Cena, Kevin Owens, and AJ Styles, just to name a few, are in this matchup. And again, it's important to lead up to these victories the road to WrestleMania, because whoever gets the victory has the most momentum going into the pay-per-view in New Orleans in about 5 or 6 weeks. So you don't want to miss Fastlane. WWE Network is the only place you're going to be able to see the pay-per-view. Again, go to WWENetwork.com to start your free 30-day trial. And Raw and SmackDown are presented every Monday and Tuesday night on the USA Network, and NXT every Wednesday night, and the Friday night before WrestleMania. Go to the WWE Network and watch the Hall of Fame induction ceremony. The Hall of Fame induction ceremony of 2018, you're going to see guys like Jeff Jarrett, Ivory, the Dudley Boys, Goldberg, just to name a few, that are going into the WWE Hall of Fame this year in 2018. Also, J.J. Roberts is the latest inductee for the Warrior Award. Dana Warrior will be presenting the Warrior Award on behalf of her husband, the late great Ultimate Warrior, to J.J. Roberts. And this is for every single year this award is presented, and these lovely young men and women get to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. So congratulations to J.J. Roberts and the rest of the WWE class of the Hall of Fame in 2018. Again, don't forget to subscribe to the WWE Network, and it's only $9.99 a month after your free 30-day free trial. You get every pay-per-view, every Raw. It's like nothing you've ever seen before.
Now, Jordan, I'll even do you one better. You know, like Jordan said, if you subscribe today, you can get Fastlane for free in your 30-day trial. However, if you wait a week, like if you wait and you subscribe on March 11th, which is the day of Fastlane, and start your 30-day trial on the day of Fastlane, not only do you get Fastlane, Jordan, but you get Wrestlemania for free. How big of a deal is that? A $60 value, absolutely free in that first 30-day trial. You get WrestleMania, you get NXT TakeOver the night before, the Hall of Fame induction ceremony. You get it all for free in those 30 days. And not only that, think about this for free. You get Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, and for the most part, we're leaning towards this. It's pretty much set in stone. And if this is confirmed after Fastlane, you'll get for free John Cena versus The Undertaker in a match that is absolutely going to blow the roof off the building.
Can you imagine for free, the WWE Network for free at WrestleMania?
Free 99. Free 99. Absolutely love it. But guys, again, if you are interested, start your free trial on March 11th. The pay-per-view starts at 8 o'clock at night. So start at any time before 8 o'clock at night. You get Fastlane for free. You get NXT TakeOver, the Hall of Fame, WrestleMania. You get it all for free in that first 30 days. After that, it is, like Jordan said, only $9.99. If you are interested in it, highly recommend, purchasing it. It is totally worth it. For pay-per-views that are typically, $45, $50 per pay-per-view, you're getting them for $9.99. That's amazing.
Well, I want to bring up something as well. Is you don't have to watch the WWE Network on WWE. You don't have to necessarily watch WWE Network on WWE.com. You can download the WWE app because the WWE Network is right inside.
You also get it on, you get it everywhere. Yeah. Like Jordan, you can watch WWE Network on your phone, and that's what you typically do. You typically listen to it, right?
Yes, on my iPad, yep.
Now, Jordan, here's the best part. I can watch WWE Network on my Xbox One. I have it right here. It's on my TV. Literally right here, guys. I could watch a WWE pay-per-view right on my TV, just like typical cable. And then, oh my gosh, I have to run to the bathroom. I can take it with me on my phone and not miss a single minute of action. Guys, it is incredible. The WWE Network for $10 a month, roughly. It's an amazing deal. I can't express that enough. And we are not paid to advertise that.
And also, new shows every month, plus every single pay-per-view, Raw, SmackDown, ECW, Nitro,
so if you guys want to,
from the past, everything.
If you guys want to relive that first match between Reigns and Lesnar and see what we're talking about, why they shouldn't do it again, you can do that, and we totally recommend it. WrestleMania 31 was an incredible WrestleMania 33, I think, was one of the best Manias in the recent few years, I'd say, next to WrestleMania 29. WrestleMania 32, 33 and 29, I think, were the two best in recent history. They just had the most biggest matches.
If you want the specific match, go to the search button and type in Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, and you get it. It's right there.
That's incredible, Jordan. Now that we pretty much plugged the WWE Network, Jordan, let's talk about let's get back to the card, shall we? Or actually, we never finished Cena and Mysterio. I gotta get your thoughts, dude. Now, let's just say hypothetically, the Undertaker does get injured and he can't face John Cena at WrestleMania, so they pull in the next best thing, Rey Mysterio. Oh my gosh, I don't know how to feel about this one because I like Cena, I like Mysterio, but I don't know about them at WrestleMania. Now, allow me to explain. John Cena needs a win. He needs this win so bad. He's been on a losing streak. If he loses again, it's pretty much over for this guy. This guy needs to go off on a big win so he can be pushed for the WWE title again in the future, like they want to do. Because let's be honest, him losing a match again and then going for the title and winning the title, it's not going to mean anything. Because Cena doesn't have the momentum. He needs a big win at WrestleMania to put him on that path. And then Mysterio. If Mysterio loses his first match back, especially at WrestleMania, how's that going to help him? Like Sting was a part-timer. Rey Mysterio, he is leaning to become a part-timer still, but he needs a win. Rey Mysterio needs a win coming back in. He has the momentum. He has the love. Cena and Rey just simply can't both win. So it's like it comes down to the point. Why is John Cena facing Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania? What I feel they should do is have Cena and Mysterio stay as far away from each other as possible until Cena wins the WWE Championship. Then they need to put Mysterio and Cena in the ring together. Because think about it, a WWE title match between Mysterio and Cena, where Mysterio can finally beat John Cena and win the WWE Championship, that would be incredible. And that is just my opinion, you know. I would love to see Cena and Mysterio, but not at WrestleMania. I'd like to hear your opinion on that, Jordan.
I have seen Cena versus Mysterio before. It happened on Monday Night Raw for the WWE title. And I'll tell you what, it was one of the greatest matches I've ever seen. They would put on a hell of a show. Just Cena face Mysterio at WrestleMania. It would be great.
But definitely, we are leaning away more from that rumor as we start hearing that The Undertaker is getting better. Although, you know, even though that rumor is just that, a rumor, and it's probably, odds are, if everything goes fine, not going to happen, would you like to see John Cena face Rey Mysterio at a later date?
Absolutely.
And since you said yes, what show do you think would be a perfect place for them to have their WWE title match? SummerSlam, Night of Champions, you know, any show. You can name any of them.
SummerSlam.
You shooting for SummerSlam? I would also agree. SummerSlam would be a great place to showcase Cena and Mysterio. All right, going from that, we're gonna move on here, Jordan. If that's all right. Do you have anything else you want to say, or shall we move on?
Let's move on.
Oh, let's move on away from Cena and Undertaker. Let's move on to a much more rumored match of... And now this one, Raw is not pushing towards. You know, Raw is pushing towards Alexa Bliss versus Asuka, but the rumor is it'll be Asuka versus Charlotte Flair. So let's talk about both of these matches. We'll start with Charlotte Flair. How big would it be if Asuka's jumped ship to SmackDown to face Charlotte Flair in literally possibly one of the biggest women matches of all time?
It would be huge. It would be very big for SmackDown.
So I gotta ask you, what match are you most looking forward to seeing between those two? Would it be Bliss versus Asuka, or would it be Asuka versus Flair?
Probably Asuka versus Flair.
I feel the same way. The two just seem like they could have a good match. Flair with that family history, Asuka with that win streak. I just feel it would put on an incredible match. But, you know, with that in mind, let's talk about Alexa Bliss. What match would she have at WrestleMania if not against Asuka?
I don't know. Sasha Banks or maybe Nia? Since Nia?
I think I'd like to see Nia win the championship.
That'd be cool.
That I think would be an amazing match. And again, we'll probably jump back to this match and talk a little bit more about it. Although, let's move on to another rumored match very quickly. From the monster among women to the monster among men. Braun Strowman is rumored to be facing The Miz for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania, the grandest stage of them all. How big of a match is that going to be? You got The Miz, who literally complains every week about not knowing where he is at WrestleMania against a man who deserves to be the WWE Champion at this point. And Braun Strowman. So, again, your opinion, Jordan, how big of a match is this going to be?
It's definitely a huge match. I mean, Braun Strowman has deserved a match at WrestleMania for a long time. Braun Strowman deserves to be champion. You know, when he becomes Intercontinental Champion, or the WWE Champion, or Universal Champion, every single person is going to have eyes on him. Every single person is going to have their eyes locked on Braun Strowman.
And like I said before, with the domination and the destruction, you know, he is definitely one of the main attractions for Raw. Like, you tune into Raw to see Braun Strowman.
Well, all the domination that Braun has brought through WWE, there's no denying and there's no questioning of Braun's ability to be champion. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Braun Strowman is championship material. Always has been. Always has been.
Braun Strowman, clearly an incredible athlete, and he is a man who should be WWE champion at this point. You know, you'll probably never hear me refer to anybody and say they should be Universal Champion. That title is a joke. Just like the champion is a joke because he doesn't show up. He was supposed to show up on Raw, you know. I think they said that was supposed to make us hate him. Supposed to try to hate Brock Lesnar to cheer Roman Reigns. But still, I mean, you have a champion who never shows up. And he's shaking hands with the UFC president, and he's the WWE's or Raw's main champion. It's like,
Brock
really?
didn't show up on Monday night, though, did he?
He did not. Neither did Paul Heyman. And one of the rumors is maybe he's trying to hold up his contract for more money. And if that is true, that's a damn shame. And again, don't get me wrong, Brock Lesnar can kick my ass. Trust me, he most definitely would if I ever said this shit to his face. Not gonna lie. But I'm gonna tell you this. He needs to be on Raw. If he's not gonna be on Raw, don't give the dude the championship. He does not deserve the championship. He is never there. He did the same thing with the WWE title. When he lost that thing, I was so happy.
Well, and that's the problem. That's the issue. You know, Lesnar, he's never there. So you can't expect him to always be there. Because he's never there. And all this other stuff's going on. And everyone's just standing there like, well, you know what? Brock Lesnar. Great champion.
The problem with
it's
Brock
like you're
Lesnar,
not a great champion.
and like you were saying, and like we were referring to, Jordan, they do say great champion, and I think this is only fitting to throw John Cena's name into this because Brock Lesnar is the only champion that we just can't see.
You got that right.
I'm sorry I interrupted you, but I had to just point that out too because it's bullcrap, you know. It's the way they push that guy just to have him leave the next day. And, you know, if he is holding up the company for more money in his contract, that's crap too. It's like, you know, the champion's a joke. The championship's a joke. The guy going for the title, you know, he's not being pushed the way he should. And let's be honest, I'm not going to lie to you, Jordan. I'm not going to lie to anybody listening to this podcast. I'm cheering at WrestleMania in the main event for Roman Reigns. I want a champion that's going to be there every night and defend that title night in and night out. And let's be honest, Brock Lesnar is surely not going to do that. He does not care. He is more than happy to show up for one match every 3, 4, 5 months and then go back home and sleep on his couch.
Yep.
He's getting paid to do that too, which is pretty sad too. And you know, it's not like Cena, it's not like The Rock. He's not going off and filming movies. He's just simply choosing not to show up. And it's like, he could work a full-time schedule. You know, he's in his 40s. You got The Undertaker who shows up for WrestleMania once a year. You don't see him skipping WrestleMania. Why? Because he's just, you know, he's become a parent to that. Shane McMahon, he's in his 40s, and he does matches still. He's jumping off of Hell in a Cell.
Yep, exactly.
You know, this is something that really causes anger in a lot of fans because we don't like Roman Reigns because of the way he's being pushed. But we don't like Brock Lesnar more because he's not there. You know, we can't see the champion of Raw. So if you're a Raw fan, where's your champion? You don't have a champion. And, you know, I guess you could sort of say this is pushing the WWE Championship because that's the only main title you can see. The WWE Championship is the only main championship WWE has. Why? Because you can see it every week on SmackDown Live in the hands, currently, of AJ Styles. Because let's be honest here, Jinder Mahal, he beat Randy Orton for the championship, and AJ Styles beat Jinder Mahal for the championship in the time span of Brock Lesnar only showing up for 2 matches.
Yep, exactly.
And that's pretty damn sad if you ask me.
Yep.
You know, Brock Lesnar fought twice and defended that title. I believe it was SummerSlam and Great Balls of Fire, if I'm not mistaken. Those 2 times. Where he showed
I
up
don't.
and he defended the title, left again, and then in all that time, Randy dropped the title to Jinder, who dropped the title to AJ Styles, who is rumored to go on to WrestleMania.
I don't even know.
Go ahead.
I don't even know why he's still champion.
Brock?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you on
Yep.
that. He should have lost that title a long time ago.
He beat Goldberg and then left. And then SummerSlam won and then left.
Survivor Series, he won by an inch. AJ Styles pushed him to his limits, and I still hold true. That is the best Brock Lesnar match I've ever seen ever since his return back in 2014 or 2012. You know, that was...
And then he left.
Yeah, and then he left again. It really comes down to it, and then it's like Brock Lesnar defended the title at the Royal Rumble. Who did he defend it against? Braun Strowman, right? Strowman and one more.
Definitely.
He defended against Strowman and Joe, was it? Or was it someone?
It was Joe.
No, it was Strowman and Kane. That's what it was. I don't know why I keep forgetting Kane. How did Kane ever get in that match? Now, don't get me wrong. I love Kane. Kane's a good guy in real life. Glenn Jacobs is one of the best people in real life. You should totally vote for him for mayor. Trust me. If you live in that region, he's running for mayor in your town, you should totally vote for him. He's a great guy in real life. But, I mean, just... Kane wasn't pushed for that, you know? And it just... You know, and we couldn't even remember his name. That's how bad he was pushed. He was not pushed at all. He was just thrown in there so Braun Strowman couldn't get pinned, pretty much.
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly. Absolutely.
And that's pretty damn sad if you think about it. And then, you know, Brock Lesnar did not defend an Elimination Chamber. He punched his ticket to WrestleMania simply by winning a match at Royal Rumble and then not showing up. If you're talking about Alexa Bliss, she had to defend her title in the Elimination Chamber, and Brock did not. So it's like, okay, so you're giving Brock Lesnar the main event for pretty much winning a match at Royal Rumble. Does that mean
Exactly.
does this mean that we can give the Bar the main event of WrestleMania? No.
No.
The Bar, no. I mean, don't get me wrong. Sheamus and Cesaro, they definitely deserve a main event sometime. They've been there a while. Sheamus especially, he's been there since 2010, I believe, 2011, sometime around there.
2010, yeah.
2010, he's been there 8 years. He deserves a main event sometime. I like to see Sheamus versus Cena again. That'd be an amazing match. But
Definitely.
you know, let's be honest here, dude. They're just not pushing anybody the way they should. Their champion's never there, so they can't build a title rivalry. So, you know, the main event of Raw pay-per-views are typically just big money matches, like Cena and Reigns. You know,
Yeah, absolutely.
the main event of Elimination Chamber was the Chamber with no title on the line. The main event of, let's see, the last Raw pay-per-view, I believe it was No Mercy before Elimination Chamber, because I'm not counting Royal Rumble or Survivor Series because that was dual.
Yeah, you know, so many different things in WWE that's happening. You know, a lot of pay-per-view changes. Another announcement is after WrestleMania, they're planning on changing to all brand pay-per-views.
Oh so, yes. Let's talk about that. Thank you for reminding me. I really appreciate that. But yes, you are correct. And, you know, I definitely got to get your opinion on that, you know, not just, you know, dual-branded pay-per-views, you know, getting rid of brand individual pay-per-views and going all dual-brand. Not only that, the rumor is they're going to all be 4 hours. And that's one of the things that's bugging the community, too, Jordan, is that are wrestling events just too long? Or is this a good thing? I'm really eager to hear your opinion on this.
I think it's a good thing, because you don't want to run out of time when you're in a WWE event. You have more time to fit everything in.
I can see that too, but definitely. And let's And definitely, we'll jump back to the 4-hour pay-per-views in a second. But let me ask you this question too: Monday Night Raw. The rumor is that they may move to Fox, away from USA to the Fox stations, and if that happens, they will go back to 2 hours, which is the one thing that fans love. What happened to Raw is that they're saying 3 hours is too much Raw. You know,
So,
it's too much every week to see.
Explain that to me again. What is happening?
So the rumor is that Raw might be moving to the station Fox instead of the USA Network.
So like Fox, the channel Fox, where all the sports are on and stuff?
Yep, it might be moving to Fox, which if it does, Raw will go back to 2 hours.
Why is that?
Because I just don't think there's enough time. Or why are they moving to Fox? I think that's more of a Vince thing. Like Vince wants to be on Fox like the UFC. Maybe it's a promotional thing. I don't know, like the XFL.
Why would you move it back? Why would you move back to 2 hours? I don't understand.
Well, because Fox, they have other sports that they have to air too, and I think if they went to Fox, they said you could only have 2 hours. You can't be 3 hours, which, from a promotional standpoint, if Raw needs the 3 hours, they're doing fine on the USA Network. They're getting 3.5 million views a week for freaking Raw and like 2.1 million views for SmackDown. That's a lot.
But it's not official yet, though. They're still going to be on the USA Network.
Yeah, it's still being debated, and we'll know. Like there'll be commercials saying we'll be on Fox next week. You can see us from 9 to 11 or something like that. Like they'll warn us ahead of time. Don't worry about that. You're good.
Because I like 3-hour Monday Night Raw.
And that is where you actually differ from most of the wrestling community. A lot of people argue that Raw should be 2 hours. They say 3 hours is too much wrestling. The third hour is never entertaining. It just feels like it drags on. At least one of the hours is not filled with good action, And I like to hear your stance on this. Why do you believe, against the popular opinion, that Raw should be 3 hours?
I just think it provides more matches, more action, more time.
And let me bring up this question too. Do you think 3-hour Raws would be more enjoyable to everybody if they did longer matches, like a couple weeks ago on Raw?
Yeah, I mean, that's a 2-hour match. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. You gotta have Raw for 3 hours. It's awesome. You have almost 2-hour matches, and it's awesome stuff.
Now, do you feel that there is something that WWE is doing wrong that they should be doing better when it comes to 3-hour shows?
What's that?
When it comes to 3-hour shows, is there something that you feel Raw could be doing better?
First of all, I think they should bring JR back. And second of all, they're doing okay. I mean, Raw is such a big show. It really is.
I'm with you. 3.3.
So what was your question again? Did I answer your question?
My question was, is there something that you feel Raw can do better to really attract those other people that say Raw should be 2 hours?
Yeah, like I said, I totally think that Monday Night Raw should be sticking to 3 hours because another hour, you know what I mean? Raw is a big show. No pun intended. It's a big show. It's the shows of shows.
Oh yeah, definitely. You got Raw, which is their flagship show, and then you got SmackDown, which they're not really given a chance to, because they want Raw to win the brand split. They really do want them to win. SmackDown won the first one, which is why I assume they want Raw to win this one. But I mean, in the beginning, SmackDown was decimating. They were having the better storylines, the better pay-per-views. Hell in a Cell last year was a 5-star pay-per-view. Nobody could think of a bad thing about it. Maybe one match that felt out of place, Nakamura and Jinder, but other than that, everything felt perfectly fine. And it was amazing. It stole the show. Everything was there. The surprise element, the oh my lord, what's going to happen next element, like everything was just there. And now you look at SmackDown and they're struggling to keep even one good storyline because they're so much involved with this Kevin and Sammy storyline. Which I do have another rumor about WrestleMania to tell you when it comes to that storyline. A very unique way that this storyline might end, Jordan.
What's that?
Well, I'm going to tell you right after this. Right after this quick message from me to everybody else. And that message is, guys, I gotta ask you, do you love WWE? Do you love wrestling? And you're gonna love this video game, WWE 2K18. It's an amazing game. You can create your own superstar. You can create your own custom matches. You can literally simulate dream matches. Like, Jordan, I can't believe this. I literally just defeated The Undertaker at WrestleMania.
Wow.
I defeated him with 3 RKOs. And I hit those RKOs right after I hit my signature, which is not Randy Orton's. It is my custom moveset, which you can also create. You can also create custom arenas, such as the WrestleMania 28 arena and WrestleMania 29, which are already in the game. And Jordan, what would be a good game without community creations? You can download community creations such as attires, as well as updated attires for guys such as Matthew Moore Hardy, as well as Brock Lesnar, and all the other guys that you just love to see.
Definitely.
So guys, if that sounds like your cup of tea, as well as you can play online with your friends and stuff, run to the store and pick up a copy of WWE 2K18 cover superstar Seth Rollins for Xbox One, PS4, or I believe the PC also has it. So pick up your copy today. I'm not advertised to say that, but I figured I'd just throw it out there. So anyway, Jordan.
Yeah.
I kept you waiting long enough. The rumor match for the ending of the storyline is Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn at WrestleMania.
I'm definitely going to see how that plans out, because right now they're buddies.
Yeah, how do you think that's going to play out? How would this rivalry, if it's even going to happen, how would this play out?
Kevin Owens is going to stab his buddy in the back at Fastlane, and then they're going to fight at WrestleMania.
Hell yeah, definitely. That sounds awesome.
So, that's definitely what's going to happen.
Do I know for sure if that's going to happen? I don't, but I think that would really be a good match. I would like to see Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. One other match that isn't really confirmed but is teased is something called The Ultimate Deletion, which they say is going to be between Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy at WrestleMania. It's going to be like the final deletion. It's teased that it's going to be a video at the Hardy compound where it's going to be Bray Wyatt versus Broken Matt Hardy, called Ultimate Deletion.
That's awesome.
I got to ask you,
awesome match.
How would you feel after a failure House of Horrors match, which no one seemed to really care too much about? It didn't really get over. It wasn't really played out the way it should have been played out. And then, of course, you got the Final Deletion 2, which was the Wyatt family versus the New Day, which no one liked because it was a rip-off of the Final Deletion and everyone knew it. But, now you got Matt Hardy, now you got the professionals, you literally got Broken Matt Hardy, the guy that had the idea originally for the Final Deletion. Do you feel that this time it will work?
Absolutely.
Now, why do you feel that way?
Why do I feel that way?
Yes, I'm interested to hear your opinion.
Because Matt Hardy has a great character. Matt Hardy, and so does Bray Wyatt. I mean, they're both crazy. So, I think that's why this match is gonna work.
I totally agree. Matt Hardy has such a great storytelling mind, as well as Bray Wyatt. But also, what?
I was going to say, I want to go back to a couple weeks ago on Monday Night Raw when that gauntlet match happened.
Oh yeah, let's take a minute to talk about the gauntlet.
I was going to say, that was one of the greatest matches I've ever seen in Monday Night Raw history.
Oh yeah, totally agree. That match was incredible.
Absolutely incredible.
And dude, I gotta tell you, for once I actually really enjoyed watching 2 hours of Raw for one match.
When that match, yeah, absolutely. I totally agree 100%, man.
And dude, it's talking about rivalries that are heating up, and of course talking about the Gauntlet match, which is so fired up. Let's talk about another WrestleMania rivalry. In fact, this one's been driving me nuts. And I'm sure it's driving you nuts, dude, but let's talk about Sasha and Bayley. What the hell's going on with that?
I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to tell you this. I think Bayley's going to turn heel. Bayley's going to win at WrestleMania, and that's what's going to happen.
Now, I find it interesting that you say Bayley's going to turn heel, because some people are wondering, is it going to be Bayley? Is it going to be Sasha? Now, some people give Sasha a lot of crap because she's like, oh, she turned on her friend in the chamber. Now, guys, for the record, sure, she kicked Bayley, and that might have saddened a lot of Bayley fans, but that's the name of the game. In an Elimination Chamber match, it's every woman for herself. That was a completely legal thing to do, and that it makes sense. She did it because it was a thing to do. Bayley literally jumped off the apron and left Sasha in a match that's what you're supposed to do. You are a team, and you're leaving your team high and dry. Jordan, what did you call that?
Oh, I call it totally when she left her high and dry. Basically, Bayley, screwed Sasha Banks in that match.
Yeah, in the end, of course, Sasha tagged in Asuka, and Asuka won it because Asuka is just a badass, as we all know. She's that Japanese badass superstar that we all like to watch. She has a streak that will probably last for a while longer, so don't worry about that, Asuka fans. But I do want to get your opinion on where do you think this is going, Jordan? Where do you think all this is really going to take a turn? Do you think Bayley's going to physically turn heel on Sasha and attack her with the help of Bliss, with the help of Nia, stuff like that, or is she just going to say, I'm done with you, Sasha, and then just walk out again? Or do you think this is going to be good guy versus good guy match, something like that, where they just can't stand each other?
I would want to see good guy versus good guy match, but I don't think that's going to happen.
One thing that I wonder would happen is maybe they'll do the good guy versus good guy and then have one turn heel right after that.
I could totally see that happening.
Or the next day after that too. That could also happen as well.
Absolutely.
So, all right, yeah, that's a big storyline building up on Raw. And speaking of, dude, there's so many WrestleMania matches, that we're thinking about. Let's talk about Bobby Roode. Where does he fit in all this?
I want to see a triple threat match: Bobby Roode, Randy Orton, and Jinder Mahal for the Intercontinental title, for the United States title.
I feel that would be awesome, dude. Jinder Mahal definitely is starting to fit into the plans as well. And the dude's not the WWE champion, although I do think I'd like to see him in a title picture again. I don't want him to win the title because I feel it's not his time to hold another title just yet. But I would like to see him in that title picture with Randy Orton and Bobby Roode. In fact, I wouldn't mind Randy Orton winning it because he hasn't won it in, God, how long has it been since he won the U.S. title, if ever?
It's been a while.
So I don't even remember if he ever held it or not. I would assume he held it at least once. I don't know, that's something I'm going to have to research. But, that's definitely a big match too. That's got to happen on WrestleMania. But the Grand Stage of them all, that triple threat match, I think that could steal the show. Randy Orton, definitely a good wrestler. Bobby Roode, a good wrestler. Jinder Mahal, he was a great WWE champion for the first couple months. Eventually, it was the same stuff, just got old.
Yep. Well, I think Bobby Roode's becoming more like John Cena. U.S. Open challenges every week and stuff.
Yeah, dude, definitely. And that's awesome that people are giving that opportunity to other superstars and, allowing them to push themselves as well. Now,
It's awesome.
Jordan, I got one more advertisement to do quickly on this podcast. Is that all right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because after this, dude, we're going to discuss the tag team matches at WrestleMania. And then for our big grand finale, we're going to give our predictions and then just give our official opinions on John Cena versus The Undertaker. Right after this quick little advertisement. Now, guys, I gotta ask you, if you guys are watching this, do you guys live in the state of New York? Are you around the Rochester area? Well, then you're in luck because a WWE live show is coming April 28th, 2018, to the Blue Cross Arena or the War Memorial, as some of you guys might know it. It is a live event. It is on a Saturday. I highly recommend, if you guys can, you get tickets and go see it. Their live events are always awesome, including the main event, which so far is subject to change, is the Bar tag teaming against John Cena and Roman Reigns, which is going to be a big match. The two top baby faces, the faces that run the place, against the current Raw Tag Team Champions, the Bars, again, subject to change with WrestleMania coming around. But again, guys, if you get the chance and you do live around the Rochester area, get some tickets, go to it. Odds are I will be going there. So if you're a fan of the show, if you're a fan of the podcast, I will be there. So if you guys show up and you see me, if you guys want a picture, that's fine, stuff like that. I don't think I'm that popular yet to get pictures and stuff, but well, I just thought I'd mention it. But again, you guys know, I just want to let you know I'm definitely going to that event. So, definitely. Anyway, I think it's time we talk about the tag team matches.
Sounds good.
Oh yeah, one more thing. You can get them on Ticketmaster starting today, Friday, March 2nd, 2018. Alright, now we go. So let's start with the Raw tag team titles. Here's a rumor I heard, Jordan. This one is not really set in stone like the other ones we've heard so far. This one's more on the edge. Not to again, no pun intended. This one's sort of on the edge of the bar. But the rumor is that the tag team match at WrestleMania will be the Bar versus the Broken Hardys. And again, you take that with a pinch of salt because Matt Hardy is probably already going to be in a match. So it's like, do you pre-record the match with Bray Wyatt early so you can put him in a second match with Jeff, who is currently, I can confirm, is training to get back into the ring after a torn rotator cuff injury, which put him out of action for, well, about 9 months. Matt Hardy has been carrying the Hardy Boys with the broken gimmick, which I think is awesome. But Jordan, let me get your opinion on that. How likely, first of all, do you think we'll see that match, and how much would you love to see the Broken Hardys versus the Bar at WrestleMania 34 in New Orleans?
I would love to see it happen. I really would. You got the two Hardy Boys versus Sheamus and Cesaro, and I think the Hardys can totally do it and win the tag team titles.
Now, what do you think the likelihood of that match actually becoming a reality is?
Anything, like I told you earlier, anything can happen in the WWE.
That is definitely true, as we learned. And for the SmackDown titles, we're going to quickly cover those. The Usos. The rumor is they may be facing either the Bludgeon Brothers or the New Day. So I gotta ask you, dude, the Bludgeon Brothers, obviously a very dominant tag team. They belong at WrestleMania in some way, somehow. And then you got the New Day. Guys who have held the tag team titles for, I believe, 4 times now. And they could very well make themselves 5-time WWE World Tag Team Champions. As Xavier Woods would put it with a hint of Booker T in there. So I gotta ask you, which match would you be more interested in seeing? Usos versus New Day or Usos versus Bludgeon Brothers?
Usos versus probably the Bludgeon Brothers, because the Bludgeon Brothers would No one.
Exactly. And then I'd like to add to it too as well. Like, you could have during the Superstar Shakeup the Broken Hardys move to SmackDown and have the Bludgeon Brothers versus the Broken Hardys.
There you go.
That would be a big time match right there.
There you go.
So yeah, definitely, I'm with you on that one. I think the Bludgeon Brothers would be a great one. Honestly, the New Day, I'd like to see that match too. I'm leaning towards more for the Bludgeon Brothers, but I wouldn't mind seeing the New Day as well. So finally, Jordan, we got one more match to talk about, which is the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. First of all, who do you think will be a surprise entrant in that match?
Boy, I don't know. I mean, anybody can win that match.
Here's the name. Here's the name that's been thrown around: Goldberg.
In that match?
Mm-hmm.
I can totally see him winning it then.
I think that would be awesome. I see him as possibly a surprise entrant. As well as maybe... Here's one. How about Rob Gronkowski, that Patriots guy that helped, Mojo win it the year before?
How awesome was that?
That was awesome. I'd like to see him have a Battle Royal shot, too. Maybe go to the Final Two or something,
Yeah.
Anyways, Jordan, I think it's that time where we move on to our WrestleMania predictions.
Absolutely.
So let's just start, thinking of them all, and then we'll go off. So, again, guys, none of these matches, except for the main event, is confirmed, with the main event being Lesnar Reigns. So again, take these cards with a pinch of salt, and our rumors are, if these matches happen, these are who we think are going to win. So let's start with the Battle Royal. I'm going to go surprise entrant, and I'm going to go Goldberg.
I'm going to say Goldberg as well.
We both think he's going to be a surprise entrant. I like it. So let's move on to the next match. Let's move on to The Miz versus Braun Strowman.
I'm going to say Braun Strowman's going to become the new Intercontinental Champion.
I'm going to have to agree and say Strowman's going to become the next Intercontinental Champion and defeat The Miz at WrestleMania. Now, here's a match we didn't discuss, so if you want to discuss it, we can, or if you just want to make a prediction, that's fine too. I'll let you be the person to make that decision. Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins.
I'm going to go with Seth Rollins.
You're going with the Architects, Mr.
Yep.
Monday Night Rollins. Me, I'm going to go with Finn Balor. I think I'd like to see the Demon King come back at WrestleMania and win another match against the Architect.
Definitely would be interesting.
Especially with Balor Club in his corner.
That'd be Gallows and Anderson.
Yep, Balor Club.
Yep.
All right, so next match, we'll move on to the women's matches. Nia Jax versus Alexa Bliss.
I totally think that Nia is going to win that matchup.
I'm going to go with you on that one. I think we're going to see a new Raw Women's Champion in Nia Jax. And then Charlotte Flair versus Asuka. Again, take all these with a pinch of salt, ladies and gentlemen. But if this match happens, who are we going with?
Asuka's going to be the new champion.
I'm going to go with Asuka, too. I think Asuka has it in her to finally become champion. And
I think she's not going to lose a match until she's champion.
Yeah, I could see that,
Her
too.
streak is over, her championship reign is over, so both of them will end.
Right. I could see that, too. So, alright. So with that in mind, let's move on to possibly the final match involving women for the night. We'll go Ronda Rousey and Kurt Angle versus Triple H and Stephanie McMahon.
I'm going to say Kurt and Ronda are going to win.
I'm gonna go with Kurt and Ronda too. This does not seem like the game's year. I don't think Triple H is gonna pull it off this year either. I think this is Ronda and Kurt's year to finally be victorious. So, all right, let's move on to the U.S. title match with the prediction that we're gonna say it's gonna be a triple threat match. Who do you think walks out with the U.S. title?
I'm going to say it's Jinder Mahal's time.
You're going with Jinder Mahal. Me,
Yep.
let's see. Between the three, I'm going to say Bobby Roode loses the title, but I'm going to say it's the Viper's time to rule as the U.S. champion once again. You know, dude,
That would be an interesting happening there.
when he hits you from out of nowhere, I just feel the Viper's going to do it again. So let's see. All right, let's do the title matches next. So we'll go Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, the only confirmed match so far.
I'm going to vote for Roman Reigns.
I feel stupid even asking this question. Yeah, Roman Reigns. I'm gonna go with the big dog, even though he's gonna look like a joke holding that ugly ass championship. I mean, I still gotta go with Reigns, as long as Reigns shows up every week. Alright, let's go for the WWE Championship. Do the big one. Styles or Nakamura? Are we seeing a new champion, or is AJ Styles that good?
We're going to see a new champion. Nakamura's going to win it.
I'm going to go with you on this one. I'm going Nakamura. I think this is Shinsuke's time to rule as WWE Champion. Alright, any other matches that we forgot to cover except for that big one?
Nothing I can remember.
Oh, Bayley versus Sasha. I almost forgot about that one.
I'm going to say... I might say Bayley.
You're going Bayley on this one. Me, dude, if Bayley turns heel at WrestleMania, I'm going to have to go with the boss, Sasha Banks, to finally win a match at WrestleMania.
Definitely would be interesting.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's going to be a good match, one way or the other. Bayley and Sasha, definitely. Okay, let's go the implosion of Cammy, if it happens. Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. Who are you going with?
I'm going to go with Sami Zayn.
You're going Sami Zayn finally?
Yep.
I'm going to agree. I think it's Sami Zayn's time to finally beat Kevin Owens, and what better place to do it than WrestleMania?
Definitely.
And now this match hasn't even been thrown out there at all, but I'll throw it out there just in case it does happen. Shane McMahon versus Daniel Bryan. If it does happen, who do you think would win?
I'm going to say Daniel Bryan.
I'm going to go Daniel Bryan. I think Bryan could win it. Alright, so dude, is that all the matches? Is there any others that we're leaving out at all?
No.
None at all.
Except for the one big one.
No, we also got the Bar versus the Broken Hardys, if it does happen.
That match I'm going to probably say is the Broken Hardys pulled off.
I'm going to go with Team Delete, the Broken Hardys. And also, Matt Hardy versus Bray Wyatt in the Ultimate Deletion. Who walks out winning?
I'm going to say Bray Wyatt.
I'm going to go with Matt Hardy. I think Hardy can win on his homeland of the Hardy compound. Alright, so we covered the tag titles, we covered the women's championships, we covered the main championships, and we've covered the semi-main championships, or the co-main championships.
Yep.
And we've covered all the big matches, except for the grand finale. Guys, you've been waiting for our prediction for this match. And I'm sure there's going to be at least one match that we forgot, right? There's always one. The WrestleMania card is looking pretty stacked, dude.
Yeah, it is.
So, here we go. The match that is looking like it's going to happen, but it's not set in complete stone yet. Semi-set in stone, but not completely. John Cena versus The Undertaker in the biggest match in WrestleMania history. At least I'm going to predict it now. Jordan, who wins what should be the main event of WrestleMania? You going with The Undertaker or John Cena? And why?
I'm going with John Cena because he's never faced The Undertaker, and this is his time. This is his moment to beat the streak, which is already gone. But it's now time for him to end his career at WrestleMania. I'm going with John Cena.
That's a very good prediction. I'm going to have to go with you on this one. I am predicting John Cena defeats The Undertaker at WrestleMania to officially end his career. The Undertaker has been doing this for so long, and you know, this is a dream match of so many. We want to see it. You heard that huge crowd pop on Raw. They want to see it. We want to see it. And even, I'm sure, most of the superstars in the back, the young men and women who watched Cena and The Undertaker growing up, want to see this match. I feel not only are we all going to be huddled around our TVs, but everyone in the back is going to be huddled around one single television watching John Cena versus The Undertaker in the dream match. Once in a century. Once in a lifetime, you know. They said Cena and Rock was once in a lifetime. They lied. This, I think, would really be once in a lifetime, Jordan.
I agree.
You ain't ever going to see these two at WrestleMania again. So all I'm going to say is if this match happens, guys, please count your blessings. You know, so many people say, oh, it just makes The Undertaker's retirement look complete bullcrap from last year. Guys, if you look at that as the first thing you think about when you think of this match, that's just... that. You should be ashamed to think that. Because this is a match that everybody's wanted for so long, and The Undertaker is going out of his way to do this. He doesn't have to, nor probably should he because of his health. He's doing this for all of you. And all I'm going to say is, if this match happens, sit down, grab a slice of pizza. Unless you're allergic to it, then don't. Grab a large soda and enjoy the once-in-a-lifetime match you're going to get. There is nobody in the WWE, nobody, past or present, that is like John Cena and The Undertaker. And there never will be anybody. Especially not Roman Reigns. He will never be John Cena. He will never be The Undertaker. This really is, once again, only once in a lifetime.
Only once in a lifetime, once in a century. If you don't want to miss it, go to WWENetwork.com to start your free month. And like John, you said earlier, March 11th, subscribe then. Because you not only get Satellite free, you get WrestleMania, the entire weekend, and the entire pay-per-view event for free on the WWE Network. Go to WWENetwork.com, email address and password, and sign up now. You won't want to miss it.
The biggest WrestleMania of all time. You know, especially if John Cena faces The Undertaker, you know the main event is going to just be... You know, it's going to be the most watched. It's going to be the most focused on main event in history. Because everyone watches WrestleMania for one reason. And that's for all the big moments and then for the main event to steal the show. And I have one message to deliver to Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. You guys got the main event. Do I think you should be there? No. Prove me wrong. Prove me and Jordan wrong. If you guys can make a match so good that it beats, and I don't think it'll beat it, but that it follows the momentum of Cena Undertaker, then you guys can officially call yourselves WrestleMania main eventers. Other than that, if you guys can't follow along, if you guys can't push this match, or if you guys can't main event WrestleMania and make it good, make it the best damn main event we've ever seen, you're simply just handed it.
Yep.
Make this WrestleMania the best of all time. Until 35. Then make that the best of all time. With that being said, Jordan, Is there any topics that you'd like to hit within the past few weeks that we need to discuss?
I think that's pretty much it, and I hope everyone checks out our Wrestling Brothers podcast on YouTube. And again, it's a big time of the year, folks. WrestleMania season on the horizon. It's already underway. WrestleMania on the horizon, and the road to WrestleMania is still going on. Fastlane in a few weeks. 6-pack challenge for the WWE Network with John Cena in it. You won't want to miss it. You won't want to miss it.
And guys, I'm going to announce this now. Or first of all, I'm going to ask you, Jordan, but I have an idea, and I'm hoping you'll pitch in with this with me. But what I want to do is the Friday before WrestleMania, I want to do another Wrestling Brothers podcast. The Friday before WrestleMania.
Sounds good to me. I'm up for it.
Awesome. So, guys, stay tuned for that. Another Wrestling Brothers podcast the Friday before WrestleMania. We'll be covering the complete card, the actual confirmed card for WrestleMania. We'll be making our predictions with that again. Some of them might be repeats. Some of them might not be.
And we can do that after the WWE Hall of Fame induction ceremony.
Right, we'll cover that as well. And also, Jordan, we'll do something that we didn't do tonight. We'll make our predictions for NXT TakeOver.
Sounds awesome. I don't really usually watch NXT, but I can totally check that out sometime.
Oh, yeah, dude, trust me. The takeovers are so awesome. That match between Johnny Gargano and Andrade Cien Almas, that was an amazing match. That, I think, stole Royal Rumble weekend. For me, at least. That was a great
I'll
match.
check that out. The weekend of WrestleMania, so much going on.
And you can watch it on WWE Network anytime. Again, Jordan, because you are subscribed. And for all of you guys, if you guys want to know what I'm talking about, go check out NXT TakeOver. It's on WWE Network. Start your 30-day free trial starting March 11th. And you will get not only the Fastlane pay-per-view, the SmackDown exclusive pay-per-view, where you could see a 6-pack challenge where AJ Styles defends his WWE Championship against Dolph Ziggler, Baron Corbin, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and John Cena.
And again, I was going to say, don't forget, if you miss WrestleMania for any reason, which I don't know why you would, it's on demand.
You can watch it anytime.
Go to the on-demand page and go to the vault and go to the pay-per-views. Watch it anytime. Watch the replay anytime if you miss it.
And guys, again, sign up for your free trial starting March 11th. And like I said before, you won't only get Fastlane, that 6-pack challenge for free. You'll get WrestleMania and that NXT TakeOver.
Oh, the NXT TakeOver is going to be awesome. That whole month is going to be free.
Mm-hmm.
All for new subscribers.
And see, here's the thing, guys. If you watch one WrestleMania every single day, with the exception of 2 WrestleManias, like 3 or 4 days of the month, you can watch every WrestleMania for that free month. Each one valued at $60 each. You get them all for free. It's an incredible deal. I'd highly recommend doing it. As well as not only WrestleMania, Jordan, but every other pay-per-view.
Every single pay-per-view. WCW pay-per-views, WWE pay-per-views, and ECW pay-per-views. They're all there.
Including Giant Sack of Heat. I'm sorry, Great Balls of Fire. Oh, GTS reference there.
It's going to be awesome. It's going to be great. WWE Network, like you've never seen before. You can even go behind the scenes with WWE 24, WWE Beyond the Ring, the Monday Night Wars.
Camp WWE, Ride Along, all of those. Story Time.
They're all there.
Yep, and those, in case you guys don't know, are exclusive little shows that are on WWE Network that you can watch. Camp WWE is a rated M thing. So, again, there is swearing. There's a lot of sexual innuendos there. But if that's your style, highly recommend checking it out because it's funny as hell.
Check it out. Also, you can watch WWE Network in Spanish. Above the Watch Now button, you can hit Watch in Spanish. Or, if you want to watch from the beginning, you can do that as well.
And guys, also one more thing before we go. I will probably be making a vlog tomorrow, which is Friday, or actually now it's today because we're recording this late at night, like always. But, probably tonight, which is Friday, March 2nd. which if this podcast goes out after that date, then you know it's already out anyway. But I figured I'd just let you guys know in case it is out before then. And it'll be called a snow day vlog. I'll be making a vlog because today actually, because it's past midnight, is a snow day for us, Jordan.
It is a snow day, absolutely.
So I guess in reference to WWE, we should do what the New Day did in that Christmas video. Snow day, snow day.
I thought it was Rusev Day.
It is. It's a snow day on Rusev Day.
Yeah, snow day.
On Rusev Day. Anyways, guys, once again, we'd like to thank you guys for watching the podcast. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you do enjoy, sure to leave a like, subscribe for more podcasts like this, including vlogs, as well as maybe gaming content sometime or another. As well as, if you guys do enjoy these podcasts, tune in for the Wrestlemania 34 podcast, which is 2 days before WrestleMania. That Friday night, we'll be doing it. And Jordan.
I was going to say, we want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight. And Jonathan, thanks for having me on. You know, I always love to be on with you. And again, I'm Jordan Vieira. He's Jonathan Gage. And thanks for joining us, everybody, on the WWE Wrestling Brothers podcast. And we will see you all next time, 2 nights before WrestleMania, after the WWE Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Again, 2 nights before WrestleMania. We'll see you then. Good night, everybody.
Peace out, everybody. And all I can say is so long, peace out, and happy Rusev Day.